Hi, this is Summer with Summer's Tips and Stitches, and in this video I am going to share with you some of my favorite projects that I crocheted in the year 2020. They aren't necessarily going to be in order, and I don't know that I have a picture of everything. I'm hoping to be able to insert pictures of the things that I don't have on hand. Yeah, I just thought that might be nice. I know it is a little bit weird how when I do insert pictures, sometimes it moves them around. I don't know how to make that stop. And neither does my husband, and my sister, who is a genius with iPhones, is in Minnesota. Okay, the first thing that I'm going to share with you guys that I really loved making, I started it actually in 2021, but I finished most of it in 2022, so I thought I would start with it, is the crochet advent calendar. This is where Bella Coco gives you one of these big boxes with little drawers, and in every drawer is a little ball of yarn and a little treat. And then each day she gives you a pattern that you follow along. On this one here, we started with the snowflakes, and then we went to the things around the snowflakes, and then we crocheted the pattern this way and then this way. I will say this one was harder for me than the one I did this year. The hardest part was keeping my stitch counts, keeping the rows even. I had to fudge it a lot, so like I'd be like a short stitch or two. So then I would like travel back and like put 2 in 1 to kind of fix it. I didn't print off this pattern or save it to my computer, so now it is gone. But I mean, I don't feel terrible about it because I don't know that I would ever make this one again. I love it. I think it's cute. I have it on the back of my chair. It's a perfect lap blanket for being down in the basement if it's cold, or upstairs to cuddle with when I'm used for a movie. But I'm very proud that I finished it, but it was hard. It was hard in my humble opinion. Okay, so the second thing is going to be, like I said, no random order, are the gnomes, and I will insert a picture now. Yeah, so I made those 3 little gnomes. I'm very proud of myself for that because I actually like made them and made the pattern. Now, I do feel a little bit strange about saying I wrote the pattern because I have tapped all the things that I've learned over the years of crochet and amigurumi. So I don't think I invented anything new, but I made my own pattern and wrote it as I went along. And yeah, I actually tried to release tutorials. Well, I did release tutorials to make those gnomes. There are 4 videos where I broke it down into body and head, I think arms and legs, hat, beard, I don't know, so that you could make that gnome. You're following those tutorials, and then underneath each video I did put in the description the written pattern. I'm not selling it or making any money off it other than whatever you would follow on the tutorial, because like I said, like I knew how to make arms because I've made arms for other creatures before, and I knew how to make the body because I'd made others before. So I didn't feel like I really reinvented anything. But anyway, I really am proud of them. I love them. I actually had gone to Home Goods with my daughter, and they had all these cute Valentine's gnomes, and I decided I was just going to go home and make one. So I'm really proud of those gnomies. I also did a crochet along where I had other people make their own gnomes, and at the end of, I want to say February, I started in January, so it is kind of close in order. And then in February I got myself a cute gnome shirt, which it was really sad though, you couldn't see them because the gnomes started so low. But anyway, and then I chose 3, well actually my kids helped me choose my 3 favorite gnomes that other people made. So you could submit your gnome on Instagram, in the Facebook group, or you could email me a picture of your gnome. And that is where I first found Craftably Ever After. So very good. That was my second project that I was really thrilled with this year. The third project is going to be my rose art project. Now, let me insert the picture. The rose art project I made this summer, so I am a little bit jumping ahead here. I saw something very similar, but not like this, but it was solid roses in the shape of a heart. So I went and found myself a tutorial on how to crochet those roses. And I chose colors from that were in my stash that already, because at this point I was on a fiber diet and I wasn't going to buy any new yarn. And I spent days and days crocheting all those roses. Then I spray painted a canvas out in the backyard, left purple on our landscaping rocks. And I used glue. I think I would use that E3000 or whatever it is, craft glue. And I glued those puppies to the canvas. Yeah, but I hang it on my wall. It's in my craft room. I could probably hold up the camera. There it is. I love it. That is actually my third crochet art. I made one and I made a video a long time ago about it. It's still one of my favorites, where I crocheted a bunch of little flowers and I glued them all on a canvas, and then I made stems coming down. And then I did another one. I usually, I guess, do crocheted flowers were my, and this one I crocheted some flowers, and I put some butterfly buttons and bee buttons and other kind of like animal buttons, and I made some kind of flower scene with animals, I guess. But that one, interestingly enough, I sold for $50 at a craft show. I only have done craft shows a couple times. That was my first ever crochet one. And some lady saw it and she was like, "Oh my gosh, that'll be perfect for so-and-so's nursery." I was like, yeah, happy day. Okay, next project that I have on my list is a bunny from the Cute Critters book. I actually have the bunny here. Now, I've made a few of these cute little bunnies. I want to say I made 3 of them. I gave one to my niece. I gave one to a teacher friend's daughter at school. And then I kept this cute bunny. I was going to try to make a cute critter from every single cute critter once a month. I made a bunch of them right away. I made this bunny. I made a dog. I made a penguin. I made an iguana. I made a snail. I actually didn't like that one, but Maddie wanted it, and I did not like the colors either. The patterns are good in this book. I feel like this little bunny is understuffed, in my humble opinion. I think I like her so much because I used that mandala sparkle yarn, and I really just liked how her parts came out, I guess. I don't know. But I did not completely follow the pattern when making her. There was something, and I don't remember what it was, that I didn't really like that the designer had put in the pattern. So I just changed it and did it my own way. I think it's the way that you join your rounds. I just continued in a spiral, which is what I do for most amigurumis. But anyway, I do really love this cute little bunny. I think it's so cute. Yeah, it is a cute critter. I have not made anything from that Cute Critter book since September. And I think the last thing I made was the penguin. I'd like to make another one or two, but I just get so on my crochet ADHD, where I see something like, ooh, I want to make that. And then I forget the ideas that I have been planning to do. Okay, so the next thing on here are 2 projects that I made for my new nephew. One of them I started in the summertime. So here is a picture of it. Okay, so it's a blanket I made for my nephew. Now, I don't have a pattern for that. I never wrote anything down. I just, again, used techniques that I knew from crochet, bobble stitches, I don't know. So I never wrote anything down for that. I don't actually have the object. I just have that picture where I actually, you guys are not going to believe this. I posted this on Bella Coco's Facebook group, and that picture with the yarn bowl, and the blanket. And I said I went rogue because those yarn colors came out of a different box from her. And she has this thing where you post it, you go rogue. And she actually commented under that picture. I'll insert the picture of that. I took a picture of her comment. That's how much it meant to me. Okay, here it is. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I really love that blanket. I think it's beautiful. You know, if you've been watching my videos for any time soon, that I really do love the feel of the yarn, the same one that's in that Advent and that comes in those boxes. It's just, I really love it. And yeah, so anyway, that's what that is. The next one is another thing for that little nephew. Here it is, a little hat I made him. Okay, so yeah, the next thing that I really loved making this year was the candy corn hat. I was thrilled when I found out I was going to have a nephew in November, and I saw that hat, and you know what? I just saw the hat in a picture. I didn't actually download that specific hat pattern. I just looked through, I saw that it was in the candy corn colors, and I just looked through the yarn that I had because I was still on my fiber diet. And I want to say I used this Premier Orange right there that I got at the dollar store for the yellow and the orange. And then the white was just probably Red Heart. And the pattern I used came off of this. It was a knitted hat. The one Hat Wonder. There's a pattern on the inside of this ball band. But also you can go to the Lion Brand website and make this. I had first made this pattern for 2 other Sesame Street characters for my other 2 nephews, his older brothers. I bought this to make this for him. It's still a little big for him, but I'm still going to make it. But I used this pattern for the candy corn hat. It looks super cute on him. And I just thought, I mean, it's a cute seasonal little hat for a little tiny baby. But it was a really easy pattern to knit. If you've never really knitted before, it's just basically the knit and purl stitch and a little decrease, and then you sew the seam together. Yeah, I guess. So that was really cute. And then of course I took that picture with the candy corns around it. I loved it. Okay. The next item was still made in 2022. I just finished it. I will have a full review of the pattern and accolades or whatever, thankfulness or whatever. A subscriber friend sent me the patterns, okay? And it is this little ducky. This little ducky's name is Georgie. There is another YouTube channel called Me. It stands for Mariah Elizabeth. And I started watching her channel with Maddie. She paints on all kinds of things. Squishies, cell phone cases. She goes to the thrift store, buys things, paints on them. She does regular kind of art. I mean, canvas bags, shoes, you name it, she'll paint on it. And one of the things she designs are like these characters, these cartoon characters. She's really made quite the business for herself. She is a millionaire. I mean, she is bigger than Bag O'Day. But anyway, her mom is the crocheter. And so her mom made a few crocheted patterns off of her characters. And I had said in the previous video or a couple of videos back when I was at Hobby Lobby that I found a crochet book that reminded me of her style of art. Which is usually a lot of animals and food, like desserts. And one of you lovely subscribers, and don't worry, I'll say your name and all that in the video where I talk about this pattern, said, hey, she bought me these patterns and sent them to me, which I'm eternally grateful for. I'm going to give a more review, more of a talk about this, but so far right now, I'm completely loving this because I love watching her channel. You guys, it's great to crochet to her because she's funny and she's creative, and it's very much like watching amigurumis but on squishies. I love making amigurumis. I love making little toys. So this item right now is something that I'm really loving. I just finished it last night. Okay, and the last item that I have is this year's Advent calendar blanket. What? I know. I finished it this year. You guys, last year's Advent calendar blanket, which I started at the beginning, it took me until at least halfway through January. But I want to say that this year's was easier. Okay, so there it is. Because you just made a granny square. And to me, it just seemed more doable. I don't know, maybe I'm good at granny squares. And the stitch counts came out every time. Now, I did learn a new technique, which I've talked about more specifically in a previous video, so I'm not going to go into it. But this tapestry crochet, I've done color work before, but usually I cut and weave in my ends. And in this, she has you carry the yarn through. So you do the red, you carry the red behind the pink, then you switch to the red and carry the pink behind the red. And so you essentially have the colors just running all through here. I don't love it and I don't hate it. In some squares it looks better, like look at how beautiful those two blue ones are. But in others, I feel like you can see more specifically the red kind of behind it. I don't know, maybe you can't. Maybe you're like, shut up, Summer, it's fine. I don't know. But this was really easy for me because I am a teacher, as many of you know. You're like, shut up, Summer, we know you're a teacher. I would open the drawers, and make the videos, and then Friday night, I'd come home, or Friday after school, if there wasn't a basketball game, and I would make that week's, and sometimes finish into Saturday, make the squares. And then Sunday night, I would make Sundays, and then I would go open them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and on Friday, I'd start making them. And then actually I just finished weaving in my ends yesterday morning. So today is, shoot, what is today? Saturday. So Friday the 30th, I finished weaving in my ends, but actually on the 29th, I finished the border. I sewed them all together and then I did the border, which was just simple, single crochet, double crochet, single crochet in the back loop. Nothing exciting. And then, like I said, Friday morning, I'm just thinking about my days. It's Christmas break, you guys. All the days are running together. I watched Beauty and the Beast with Maddie and wove in all my ends. I did all the ends. Ooh, I missed one here. You can't really see that. I did all the ends. I wove in the ends for the squares when I made, no, I tell a lie. I did not do them when I made them. I waited until I sewed them together. Then I had to do all the ends that came from seaming them together. You guys, there was a lot of ends to weave in with this thing. But I did try to do them. I mean, there was a few squares where I did them while I was working. And then I did a few while I was joining the squares in rows. I did crochet over a few of them. But you still end up, as you just saw there, with a little tuft sometimes poking out. Weaving in the ends is the worst ever. That's just all there is to it. That's why I really love those mandala multicolored cakes, because you have very few ends to weave in and you're changing colors. The thing is the perfectionist in me, I just cannot get them to go in perfectly. There's always a little tuft. I've split them. I've gone different ways. I go in and out, crochet over them. And then you'll be, using your blanket and look over it, and then bam, you got one of those little ugly things poking out. Look at that. Here's another one right here. Ugh. So, I don't like that. But anyway, this is how I finished my year with an advent calendar. I started and finished the year. Today, I do have a few projects in the hopper. I'm trying to decide what I want to do. Since I just finished that ducky last night and then I went right to bed, he took like 8 hours, maybe 5 hours. I worked on him for quite a few hours and we had dinner. I cleaned up from dinner, came back down and worked on him and finished about 10:30 at night. That is the life of Christmas break, right, you guys? But anyway, I'm chatting up a storm. Apparently I'm very chatty right now and all my family's sleeping, except for little Flynn. He's on his computer, but he doesn't chat crochet. Hopefully I'll put this all together and there'll be pictures. Hopefully the pictures come out normal, and sometimes I know I've inserted pictures before and for some reason the iPhone decides to start it in a weird place and you barely get to see it. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm sorry. I hope to soon figure out why it does that. But that is my year in review. My, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 favorite projects this year. 2 of them I just made. I even took notes in my little Bella Coco. Wow. Okay. Okay, you guys, thanks for watching and subscribing. Thanks for liking and sharing my videos. And until the next video, happy crafting. Bye.